catch it in a bottle and you drink it all down. It's a potion the Asian sorcerer made. It's called rain.
My name's Ian Ferrier, and I'm a poet and a performer.
But he says it's called rain.
I grew up in Montreal, Cégep at Dawson, University at Concordia, so I'm from here. If you go back to the first stuff I started to publish, it was about just living Montreal, street level, living in Montreal, very present and impressionistic, I think. When I was 18 or 19 and I had no money, one of the jobs I had was working on the snow cruise. And I got this incredible kind of picture of this wild city in the middle of the night with nobody awake and huge snowstorms and giant machines. And that picture has stayed with me all my life. The motion of snow, if you catch it in light, if you see it in the street light, that continuous yet changeable kind of flow, that's how I see existence in a way, as that kind of dance. And that kind of dance has been in my work ever since. I finally realized when I was about 30 that we're in a northern country, and at that point I began to sort of explore what the darkness does to us, how we keep our own heat, our own passions alive through all this darkness that we live.
And all of this comes to an end, and is not again to be met with.
Before the millennium in the 1990s, there was no scene for spoken word at all in Montreal. And there was very little happening in poetry as well. So we decided to try and it was a conscious decision to try and put it in the popular culture. So we did a project called Wired on Words, which was, we put on the local radio station CKUT, and what we did was we recorded a bunch of poets, and then we got the DJs to play them in the same way that they played songs. And that project went super well. It won a thing called the Standard Broadcasting Award, and the poets started to appear in the top 20 of the university radio. And then we started to do shows in Montreal, performance shows, which we've been doing ever since. Right now we're in the middle of the thing called the Mile End Poets Festival, and we have poets and musicians, top performers, a lot of them from who are English speakers who live and work here, you know, and that's something that we can say that we built. Kerouac was the first guy to start using jazz music with poetry, and I think his book Mexico City Blues was a big influence on me when I was 18 or 19. I remember reading that book and just realizing that the language was music by itself and of itself, you know.
And this time I saw those things. These things I recognized, because in the intervening years they had been percolating through my soul.
In spoken word, I find no distance between what I do and what my colleagues do in French, Geneviève Letarte or Tony Tremblay or half a dozen other people who present their work the same way I do. The language barrier doesn't seem to exist, and the cultural barrier, I mean, I learn from them as much as they learn from me. There's these fantastic artists holed up in various parts of this city. And if you get them out and you let them do just what they do, then it's amazing. There's a real depth to the culture here, and that's what we're trying to reach, and that's what I like about working here.